What's up, GGs? Welcome to week 7, workout 1. We're starting a new segment called Consistently Choosing You. So the next 6 weeks, I'm going to challenge you to continue to choose you and be consistent, because that is where you're going to start to see results, is in consistency. So let's get started on the first workout of this new segment with mobility. We have single arm shoulder raises to a swimmer. So you're going to be in tabletop position, raising one arm at a time, straight out in front of you, and then you're going to bring your arm back, pinching your elbow to your side for a swimmer. This is going to warm up your back, shoulders, and you're going to start to feel the burn in your shoulder. So go ahead and give me 10 each side. Okay, you're going to stand up straight and you're just moving your arms. Keep them out straight like you're forming a T. You're going to do arm circles, clockwise and then counterclockwise. So this way I'm showing you clockwise, circling your arms, moving your shoulders around in their socket, 20 each side. So just count to blah, blah, blah. Hello, count to 20. Turn around, or you don't have to turn around, but here I am turning around. 20 the other way, going counterclockwise. You're going to start to feel the burn in your shoulders. This is good. We want them to get warmed up. We want your back warmed up. We want your shoulder blades, rotator cuffs, everything nice and warm. All right, next up are fire hydrants. So tabletop position, you're moving one leg at a time, pretending you're a dog about to pee on a fire hydrant. That's where this name comes from. So you're bending your knee, keeping your leg in a 90-degree position, and you're bringing your knee out as far as it can go, challenging the mobility of your hips, activating your glutes, and keeping that core nice and stable. So we're doing 20 each side. Okay, let me address those black things on my leg. I have shin splints really bad right now, so they're taped up in KT tape, so don't mind those. We're hopping into kneeling lateral lunges. So one knee is down, the other leg is straight out. As you can see, my knee is not bent, it's completely straight, and you're just going back and forth in that movement, forward and then back into it. This is going to stretch out your inner thighs, working your hip flexors, your adductors. It's going to get your hips a little bit open, but we're really trying to work on stretching that inner thigh. And then as you sit back from your bum to your heel, that's actually getting your hip nice and mobile as well. So we have 10, about 8 to 10 each side. Alright, next up are balance beam squats. So think about the name of the movement, and that's kind of what you're going to be mimicking. So pretend there's a balance beam, and your legs have to be completely parallel, so back to back, with about half a foot gap in between. And you're just squatting down, and this is really challenging your ankle mobility. It's bringing your knee over your toe, warming up all of those joints in your lower body. So my back foot comes up as you go down into that squat. Make sure you hold on to something for stability if you need to. And then when I switch to the other side, so the other leg is in front, you'll be able to see a little bit better. So balance beam, your legs are in the same plane. And then when you squat down, your knee that's behind you kind of travels up next to the calf in front of you. And you're squatting down, and that back foot is coming, that heel is coming up. But we're not moving that foot in front of you. We're going to keep that planted and work on that ankle flexion. Okay, we have downward dog with calf stretches. I programmed this. We do this one often, but I really needed a hamstring and calf stretch today, so you guys are going to be doing this with me. So downward dog, you know this movement by now. Make sure you're doing about 10 calf stretches while you're in this downward dog position. So just alternating heel lifts is how you're going to stretch your calves out. So reach high to the sky at the end of each downward dog. Go back down, walk yourself back down into the position, do another 10 calf stretches, and you're doing this for 3 to 5 reps. Okay, we have 90 90s to end this mobility. So make sure your body is leaning back ever so slightly to make it just a little bit easier. And you're bringing one knee towards your midline at a time, twisting your lower body if needed to help. And if you can't touch the ground in the middle, that's totally okay. Just make sure we're working on our internal rotations of the hip. For 20 total. Okay, we're getting into the workout portion. So hold on to something if you need extra balance. And we're doing a reverse lunge with a weighted knee drive. So notice how the dumbbell is in my hand are pretty much glued to that leg that's doing the knee drive. So reverse lunge, keeping that hand and that dumbbell on that knee that's about to drive up. And that's going to give you a pretty good core exercise on the way up. So So here's another angle. Boom. Keep that weight on that leg the entire time. Nice. And then also keep your body at a 45-degree angle to work those glutes a little bit more. Okay, next we have kettlebell swings with a dumbbell. That's why the kettlebell is in quotations, because we're not using a kettlebell, but we're doing the same movement. So hold the dumbbell at one end, and you're swinging it in between your legs, then all the way up high to the sky like you're doing a shoulder front raise. All right, and let that momentum of going up and back down continue throughout the 20 reps. And as you're hinging your hips on the way down, make sure you're bending your knees a little bit, okay? We have 20 reps. Okay, we have weighted jumps. Hold 2 dumbbells to your side, and you're just jumping up and down. This is going to be a lot for your calves, which we want. We want a little bit of impact here. Pretend you're jump roping, but without the rope, and it's weighted. You got 20 total. Okay, next up we have a glute bridge hold with an overhead stretch. So you can't really tell, but my butt is off the mat. I'm in a glute bridge hold position. And then I'm moving that dumbbell behind my head, touching the ground behind me, and then bringing it to my belly. So touch the ground behind you to the belly. This is really working on your upper part of your core. And then it's working on your legs and stability as well. So we have 10 reps total. Okay, we have some kneeling push-ups. We can't forget about our upper body and our chest muscles. This is a very practical movement. So go ahead and kneel down if you need that extra support. And make sure your hands are stacked right under your shoulders as you're going down into the push-up. 10 reps. Okay, we have squat pulses. So we're coming up out of the squat about 3/4 of the way. We're not coming out of it fully, so don't stand up straight. We want to keep tension in your glutes throughout this entire movement. And so make sure your feet are wide outside of your hips and your toes are pointing 45 degrees out in a sumo squat stance. And we have 20 pulses. And the last exercise in this set are shoulder taps. So get into that high plank position. Keep that core really stable. Try not to let your hips move back and forth too much. And you're just touching one shoulder at a time, putting all your weight on one shoulder at a time for 20 reps. Okay, make sure you've rested 1 to 2 minutes before restarting and doing set number 2. Once you have done that, we're starting with reverse lunges with a weighted knee drive again. So make sure you're holding on to something for balance. Keep that dumbbell glued to your thigh that's doing the knee drive, okay? And go ahead and lean forward ever so slightly to get those glutes activated. 10 each side. Okay, we're back to our kettlebell swings with a dumbbell. So this movement is very compound, meaning that you're using multiple muscle groups at a time. So really make sure to squeeze your core so that your back doesn't, hurt while you're doing this and the movement stays consistent. So squeeze the core, let that dumbbell swing through your legs, and then high up to the sky. I have a pretty wide stance also, as you can see. 20 total. Okay, next up are these weighted jumps. You have 20 of these, and you are all done with doing these for the day. They're a little challenging. If you need to drop the weights and do lighter weights or no weights, go ahead and do that, but we're acting like we're jump roping without the rope. Okay, we have a glute bridge hold with an overhead stretch. So this one also is a full body movement. We have your legs holding your your lower body up in the air. The dumbbell is going forwards and backwards, getting your chest, your lats, so your back, and everything involved, and your core is the one stabilizing you. So make sure you're going nice and slow, doing 10 reps total, and keep that butt off the mat. Okay, we have another round of push-ups. So keep those hands just outside your shoulder. As you can see, they're just kind of on the outside of my mat. And then make sure your elbows are 45 degrees outside. They're not going perpendicular to your body, and they're not going parallel. Nice and 45 degrees. Okay, another round of squat pulses. So keep that core engaged. Send those glutes way back. Okay, we want to be hinging our hips and then squatting. So we have 20 pulses. Really getting those glutes activated, putting that tension on them the whole time. You might start to feel this in your quads as well. That's totally fine. They are stretching and bending at the same time. So you'll feel a full leg burn. Okay, and then we just have shoulder taps to end the workout. I feel like this one went by so fast today. Great job. Way to continue pushing yourself and staying consistent with these workouts. It's going to pay off, and I am so proud of you. I will see you later this week for the second workout. Have a great day.